僕がいる。
これ
せっひゃっせっひゃっはっランドゥの名のも氷雪をもって気づきし志し朽ちることなし。
Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going over Gepard. He's the last standard 5-star for us to go over. He's an ice type defense oriented unit, so let's go over his kit. As always, percentages I say will be different than on screen. These are his level 1 percentages, just so you can get a sense of how he scales. First up is his basic, 50% attack to single enemy, nothing special there. Gepard's skill, this is single target, deals 100% of his attack to a target enemy, and then there's a 65% base chance to freeze that enemy for 1 turn. So this is ice DOT. So single target, and then there's a chance to inflict DOT. Moving on to his ultimate, this applies a shield to all allies, and this is equal to 30% of his defense plus 133, and then this lasts for 3 turns, so just a team-wide shield from his ultimate, really good. This will absorb a lot of damage. You can get his defense stats up really high. Alright, moving on to Gepard's talent. When he's hit with a killing blow, he restores his HP instead of dying. This can happen once per battle. And then the amount of HP he restores scales as you level up his talent. So it starts at 24% HP, and the amount of HP he resurrects with or stays alive with increases as you level up this talent. Lastly, his technique. This is just a defense increase to all his allies by 25% for 2 turns before you enter the battle, so you can just buff everyone's defense before you start. Alright, so as you can see, Gepard's kit is pretty straightforward, but then everything else that comes after kind of compounds on these basic things that we'll see. So let's move on to his bonus abilities and his bonus stats. He gets 5 ice damage, 3 effect resistance, and then 2 defense stat increases. The reason I don't give these like specific percentages, by the way, just I have never mentioned this, I don't think. The reason I don't give the percentages for like the ice damage, the effect resistance, the defense increases is because they're different for each one, and this could change, right? Like, we're going off beta information, so it's better to get the broad strokes here. I show the percentages for the kit so that you can get an idea of how they scale, but these abilities, you know, anything can change before a release, right? So yeah, that's why I don't give you the percentages for the bonus stat increases. But anyways, let's move on to his bonus abilities. So first one is higher chance to be attacked by enemies, so drawing attack, or basically just drawing more attacks by default, kind of like a built-in taunt to his kit, which is good that his talent is a self-res, because, you know, sometimes you can kind of just get hard focused, and that would not be good. But I digress. So moving on to number 2, when Unyielding Will is triggered, energy is restored to 100%. Unyielding Will is his talent, so when he dies and gets resurrected with his HP, also gets full energy. That's kind of cool. I have in my notes, when he gets folded, gets rezzed with full energy. That's a good way to put it, I suppose. So you can get hit with a killing blow, get back up, have a full res, you can insta pop your ult, get a shield for everyone. And lastly, for number 3, his attack is increased by 35% of his current defense. This refreshes at the start of each turn, so he gets an attack increase scaled off his defense. The refreshing at the start of each turn is kind of interesting, because this means that it's constantly recalculating the attack increase. Alright, let's move on to Gepard's light cones. So his path is the preservation. As always, we have his signature to go over, and then 2 alternatives. So we'll start with the signature. This is called a Moment of Victory. This increases wearer's defense and effect hit rate by 20%, increases chance to be attacked, and then when attacked, increase defense by an additional 20% until the end of the wearer's turn. So this additional defense increase happens every turn, or can happen every turn if you get attacked multiple times. So that can happen once per turn. After you get attacked for the first time, it'll increase your defense against other attacks from different enemies. I'm not sure if this defense increase would scale with his 3rd bonus ability, because remember, his attack is increased by 35% of his current defense, and this refreshes at the start of each turn, whereas this additional defense doesn't come until after you're attacked for the first time in turn. So I don't actually think this 20% increased damage would scale the 3rd bonus ability, but still cool to think about how that attack boost, or that attack bonus, is rescaled every round. Just going back to that really quick. Alright, moving on to alternatives. First, we have March 7th, who's also a preservation character. This is called Day 1 of My New Life. This increases the wearer's defense by 24%, and then it increases damage resistance of all allies by 8%. Effects of the same type can't stack. So the main reason you'd be using this is really just the defense increase. The damage resistance, sure, you know, that's always nice. But biggest thing about this is just the defense percent increase from that one. So moving on to the other alternative is called Landaus Choice. The card art for this is actually Serval and Gepard as kids. So you could say this is honestly just like Gepard's 4-star. It doesn't really belong to another character. The wiki says Serval, but that's wrong because Serval isn't even the preservation path. So the leg cone is called Landaus Choice. The wearer is more likely to be attacked, but damage taken is reduced by 24%. It's different than defense increase, right? So it's damage reduction. So you're getting that damage reduction, but you're not getting the defense increase, where everything in Gepard's kit is scaling off of his defense. You kind of have to weigh the pros and cons because you are getting an extra taunt, so you are letting Gepard take the attacks more often than not, which is also a really good thing for him. So honestly, March 7th and this Landaus Choice, they're both really good light cones for him. Depends if you want to get that defense increase for everything in his kit to further skill off of that defense stat, or if you want Gepard to be taking more hits. It's really up to you. But yeah, they're both good alternatives. Alright, and lastly for Gepard, we gotta go over his add-on levels. So level 1, his basic has a 75% base chance to taunt the target for 1 turn. Another taunt into his kit at a level 1. Level 2, after an enemy frozen by skill is unfrozen, reduce their speed by 25% for 1 turn. So Gepard's skill is already doing Ice DOT if it triggers, right? Because it has a 65% base chance to freeze. So you're effectively freezing for 1 turn if you get that, doing the Ice DOT, and then after the unfrozen, you get another debuff on them for 1 turn, which is reducing their speed. Level 3 is +3 to the ultimate, and then +1 level to the basic. Level 4, all allies effect resistance increases by 20%. Level 5, +3 levels to the skill, and then +1 to the basic. And lastly, level 6, this just piles on to Gepard's talent, where he gets rezzed if he gets hit with a killing blow. When his talent is triggered, Gepard's action is advanced forward by 100%, and HP restoration is increased additionally by 50% of his max HP. If you remember, at level 1, Gepard's talent is already restoring his HP by 24%. So at a level 1 talent, you're restoring 24% of HP plus 50% of his max HP. Both of the percentage in the talent and the percentage in the level 6 are both scaling off his max HP. So he's effectively at level 1 talent restoring 74% of his HP when he gets resurrected. Gepard's action being advanced forward by 100% basically allows him to use his ultimate as soon as he's back up, most likely. So hypothetically, Gepard gets hit with a killing blow, he dies, he gets resurrected, has 74% of his max HP, gets full energy, gets his action advanced forward by 100%, and then he can instantly pop his ultimate and shield everyone. It seems broken, it probably is, but it's also, you know, the 6th Eidolon level, so that is that. And that's it for Gepard. He's an ice type defense shielder, so he'll go well with anyone, since no matter what you need a healer or a shielder, so he'll pair well with pretty much anyone. And if there are characters that scale up others' defense in a meaningful way, then that'd also be really good for Gepard as well. Okay, that's it for Gepard's kit. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. Now, this is the last character I'm going to cover for Honkai Star Rail. After this is just the long wait until new information comes out for the game. If you've been paying attention to my other videos, you'll know that I haven't covered Natasha, March 7th, or Dan Heng. I'm not sure if I will, but tentatively this is the end of Honkai Star Rail videos for now until there's anything new or relevant. So as always, if you like the video, consider subscribing if you're not already. Follow me on twitch.tv/smexu, where I stream most nights. But otherwise, thanks for watching. See ya.